Welcome to Scales Therapy, where we discuss topics that are self challenging, therapeutic, and controversial. Tune in if you're ready to balance your scale, because this is Scales Therapy.
All right, guys, welcome back to part 2 of Scales Therapy. We're talking about, are you an average couple or a power couple? So we're just gonna jump right back into it. So I wanted to tell you that I look at an average couple as, like I said, someone that, two people that are together. It's not an unhealthy relationship. It's just a normal, steady relationship. Everything's good. They on the same. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They have no issues with what each other is doing for the other. It's just good. But I also think that there's a difference between that and a power couple. So to me, a power couple is, like I said, I described what the average couple is. To me, a power couple will be a couple that they're both out here. Not only do they have extracurricular investments going on for themselves, but they also have common investments or common goals. So they may work together.
For a power couple?
Yeah, for a power couple. To me, I think that there's a difference. So it's all about creating those type goals. Like, obviously, now just a house, you're talking about your first house. I wouldn't consider that a power couple, as a couple that's trying to attain that goal of buying a house. Now, if you are a couple that already has a house and you're working together to try to invest in another house to grow your real estate portfolio or just be able to have some other type of assets in your name, that's what I would consider a power couple, is someone that can go above the average of what the average couple could do. The average couple work together, they work together. Like I said, they both got degrees or whatever like that. And I put it in that sense because I wanted to say that, yes, you can have degrees and stuff like that, or it could be two people that don't have degrees. They could be, I don't know, someone can work at, like I say, a plant and or anything. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be, like I said, someone both with degrees, but I just use that as an example to say that I feel like that's still an average couple. That's not a power couple because you both graduated, got degrees.
Because average could mean we accomplish this one goal and that's it. We don't even have nothing else that we're working on to elevate even more. We just thought that was the end all be all. We got that and that. I don't know what else to do. Gotta go back to work every day and just do the same thing.
Right, but a power couple is one that is able to obtain what the average has and also obtaining more, or trying to attain more. And it's like, to me, that's what the power couple is being able to set yourself.
Recant my statement.
See, but
no, but for real, because I did
it's just
say
interesting.
that I thought that was, a power couple if that was the goal that they were reaching towards. Even if that was where they stopped at, you know what I'm saying? They could still be a power couple within their community.
Correct. But to me, that's just an average couple.
Yeah, it's still
that's still just the average, They go to church on Sundays. They have Bible study on Wednesdays, and Saturdays the kids got games. They're at the games. That's not, to me. That's just me personally. Like I said, I don't classify that as being a power couple. That's just the average couple. I think the power couple is the ones that are able to do what the average do, but also do more. So they at the games. They go to church. Maybe not church every Sunday, but they go to church every other Sunday. They, they may not be going to Bible study every Wednesday, but they can go every other Wednesday, on the weekends that they don't, or during the weeks that they can't make it to church. That's when they go to Bible study. But they also, like I said, they're working together. They have their portfolio of, they got, some land that they're working on buying, or, they may have a little business, a little side hustle business, or anything that that they're working on together. Whether it be, hey babe, let's create this little account and let's start investing in vending machines or
right.
Any little thing like
Let's invest our money and make more
yeah,
money.
to create.
That's power.
We got
That's
the
a
kids
power.
and we got our own things going on, make good money for ourselves, and let's start working on that generational way. I think that to me, I guess that would be the better explanation for power couples.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, being able to start working on like that generational
way.
wealth.
Healing your old traumas, your childhood traumas, being able to understand each other. You know what I'm saying? It's like a whole bunch of things that makes a power couple. Not even if they weren't only just working towards generational wealth, because everybody don't have that entrepreneurial spirit. You know what I'm saying? So,
but does that make them a power couple? That's an average couple to me.
If they weren't.
If you don't have that you're only doing what the average is doing. That's what I'm saying. To me, a power couple is going above and beyond. So
you telling me so what if it was like a doctor and a nurse who were together? They not entrepreneurs.
That's an average couple.
They just average.
Yeah, where's the power in that?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
That's for me.
It's not
like
just about what they bring in financially. Like it don't have to just be set around. What are they bringing in financially? They got other
because just like you said, it could be two doctors.
Yeah.
It could be two doctors. They both have great jobs, make good money, but you can have. I feel like you could take a couple, let's say, I don't know, a construction worker and a registered nurse. They're a couple, right? But that construction worker and that registered nurse, they also do what they do on the regular, but they're also working on other things. They may say, okay, on the side, we have a nonprofit organization based around, I don't know, anything, they're working on that. Not to mention that, they got a little account where they're working on trying to acquire, they got some vending machines set up or,
stepping into the entrepreneurial world.
Yeah. I think that's a big piece of being a power couple.
You don't see them as a power couple.
Yeah, where's the power? I think that's what it is for me. Is like,
how you look at it.
Show me the power. I got to be able to see what are you doing that's above the average? Because the average person can.
But some people see average in different ways,
And I was saying that about the construction worker and the nurse because I think that's pretty obvious that a construction worker and a nurse wouldn't be bringing in the same amount as two doctors. Mm-hmm. Two medical doctors that just so happen to, they pretty much work together. They met each other there and they both probably bringing in over 6 figures each themselves. But you have this construction worker and this registered nurse that off just their regular base salaries for their jobs, they probably together bring in maybe 120, 150 at the most. Mm-hmm. Whereas those doctors still bring in $100,000 more a year just off their jobs, but those two doctors aren't doing anything extra. They're just doing that. But you got that construction worker and nurse, they're out here hustling and bustling. Like I say, they got vending machines. They got a nonprofit organization. And then this is something that they work on together outside of their normal career jobs. Mm-hmm. I think because that shows power to me. That's that hustle, that grit. Nothing can stop me. I won't be stopped.
I see what you're saying.
So that's kind of where I
let us know in the comments, what do you consider an average couple or a power couple, or if you think that,
And I'll say this too. I think it's the collaboration of it, because let's take me and you for instance, right? Okay, you're in the counseling field. I'm in the construction field. Right? Mm-hmm. Two totally opposite ends of the spectrum. But we come together and we're doing this podcast together. Mm-hmm. this is just, now obviously I'm not necessarily saying that, oh yeah, we're a power couple, all this and that. I would like to think that we're a power couple.
We are.
But at the same time, is what I'm saying is that we have this podcast together. It could be, I don't think that the man and the woman both having separate things that they work on defines them as a power couple. Meaning that that same construction work. Yeah, it has to.
Right.
I think it has to be teamwork. You can't be classified as a power couple if just because you have your regular career and 3 other things that you're doing, and your significant other has their career and 3 other things that they're doing, and none of what you guys do are related to each other, or you guys don't collaborate on anything related for your extracurricular activity
together.
That's not power couple.
Yeah.
That's you doing your thing and she's doing her thing.
I would say that teamwork would definitely classify you or put you in the running to being a power couple.
Right.
Because if you got teamwork, I mean, the sky's the limit. It's nothing that you couldn't do.
Right.
together.
Yeah. Like Beyonce and Jay-Z created Tidal together.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I assume, I don't know. Sounds good. Sounds
like,
good.
you know.
But still, that's what I mean by it, is being able to, set out goals that you can tackle together. It could be
you also need to be
out here.
individually strong as well. You have to have that teamwork, but individually, you have to be strong and have things to stand on and bring to the table, because then the table becomes larger. It becomes stronger if both people are bringing something that they individually have, mixing it in together for teamwork,
right?
And it just flourishes in something amazing.
Yeah.
So you definitely got to have that piece too for yourself. But I always say any relationship starts with yourself,
right?
Because if you're not right within, how are you going to expect somebody to be
right? And that's why I say doing more than the average couple, because you can have the average couple that they're everything else in their relationship, or what I guess anyone could come up with across the board, they check those boxes, right? But they may not work well together. To be able to do some extracurricular activities,
it's got to be a priority.
Extracurricular investments and stuff like that.
It's got to be a priority.
Yeah, but how can it be a priority if our business minds, when it comes to the 2 totally different business minds. So when it's time to collaborate on an actual business venture, we're too far apart to even be able to come together. So it makes that difficult. True. I can't. It becomes that I can't work with her because she's too much like this or too much like that. Yeah,
want to run everything.
Yeah, and I'm more like this, and because one may understand the actual business side of things more than the other. So now the one that understands the business side of things, he's more strict, or she's more strict about how she likes things to happen, whereas the other is more like, I'm more of a free spirit, hey, not so uptight about making sure every little I's dotted and every T's crossed.
Well, and that's what I mean by if they because 9 times out of 10 they're gonna be different when it comes to like the things that you just said.
Right. But
the power piece comes in when you know how to prioritize teamwork. Mm-hmm. You also know how to like work as a unit, because of course, like I said,
that's the power.
Because if you're a power couple, of course, individually, y'all probably most likely 2 different types of people, or handle your business in 2 different types of ways. And like you say, sometimes, you can't.
I wouldn't say all the time.
Not all of them, but a lot of times it's like that.
Yeah.
Even with us, I'm the person who look to the brighter side. You always think about the negatives, the cons of situations when we go into something new.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And not to say that I'm a pessimist, guys. So I would say that, like, if something happens, I have to identify all the things that can go wrong. And that's how I plan around what I need to do.
And you look ahead. That's your way of looking ahead.
Like, because
if something happens, okay, I know how to deal with it now.
Yeah, I need to know if something happens or if something doesn't go right, what I can do to.
But that's part of your job as a
fix it.
problem solving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's your title? As
project manager.
Yeah, project manager. So it's like you have to do a lot of problem solving.
Right.
So I think that's just off of default for you to automatically kind of be like, all right,
and
we
like
can do
said,
this, but this stuff could potentially pop up, and we need to know how to maneuver this situation.
Yeah.
You know. And I'm thinking about all of the good things. You know, like
it's preventative maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like before something can happen, let's eliminate.
Stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't want to be put in no type of situation where I won't say that I don't know what's going on, because that can happen on a daily, but I can definitely say that, you know, if I know about the situation, I'm going to analyze it in every angle and aspect I can to make sure that there's no way that, you know, my plan A is going to be so strong, because plan A is predicated around B, C, and D. You know, I've already explored all the options, all the things that could go wrong up until a certain point. So it's like, okay, I know for a fact that I'm going to get to this level. I can get it to this point. So, but yeah, so, you know, power couples, you definitely got to work as a unit. Definitely got to stick together. And
you can't take each other for granted as well.
Absolutely not.
Because I think average couples a lot of times take each other for granted. And then...
Well, you know why?
Why?
Well, I'll tell you why. I think why. I think that happens because a lot of times in the average couple, you have one person that's at a different status, or maybe, and I won't even necessarily say financially, which, no, I will say that, because that's generally how it works. You may have one person that, let's say, the breadwinner, or like I say, more business savvy when it comes to things. Because you can take a person that makes good money but doesn't have a business mind versus a person that has a good business mind but may not bring in as much money, and that person still is like they're at the top of the pyramid. And that throws off the balance, because now, you know, now it's like I'm not quite that one person that's at the top. They may not quite appreciate all the little things that the person below them is doing, and not realizing that that's what's actually keeping the base and the that's your whole foundation.
Okay.
That is your whole foundation.
That's very important.
Right.
Like how people kind of undermine housewives, or
you
have
absolutely.
a partner who might not go anywhere to work, but they stay at home and take care of other things that you don't even have to worry about taking care of. And then now you take it for granted because you are the one bringing in the most money.
Absolutely. That's why, I mean, think about that for a second though. Like we literally have reality TV where we have real housewives of different areas, right? But these housewives a lot of these women are entrepreneurs. They go out and get it. So it's not to say that you can literally have a housewife and still be in a power couple situation, because she's at home. Yes, she may do all the things like get the kids ready in the morning, cook breakfast for everyone, send everybody out on their way. When everyone's gone, she's cleaning the house, da. But after she finished that, she also still has the ability to say, hey, babe, we got to go meet at 7:00 today to go look at this house.
She keep the schedules in line.
You know,
she keep the books and the money
right,
in line. Like, hey, the bills.
Right, she could be that person. So it's
money.
like now she's just as valuable
and
as important in that operation as the person that's the actual breadwinner.
And that should not be undermined. Right. It should.
Absolutely
you should not take your partner for granted.
Like I said, that's still a power couple to me.
Right.
Because there's housewives out here that don't do that. So how can we not give the accolades to that housewife that's out there doing what the other housewives are doing, and she's doing more? Got to give that lady some type of, or you know, that husband some type of, you know, accolade for what they're putting in, that work that they're putting in.
And I also think too, another part to a power couple is when you like mutually protective over each other. And what I mean by that is like, I want what's best for you. Because we are a unit.
Right.
So I'm protective of you just as I would be of my own self.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and you don't take that lightly. You know what I'm saying? Not only are you protecting each other, your relationship, your brands, you know, the things that you have together as a unit, you also want what they have individually to also be protected, because it still is a piece of what we're working on and what we're doing.
Right. That's
like, you really got to be their biggest fan at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You got to be able to cheer each other on. Like, that should definitely.
Would you say the biggest fan or just being a fan? Because there's some couples where they're not actually a fan of that other person. Like there could be an average couple, like I said, that couple that they both got the degrees, but they're not actually. That's what I'm saying. You need to hold them on their own pedestal. That's what I'm saying. Like, because even though you're a power couple, you are still achieving things individually. Right. Because both of those people on their own can stand regardless of whether you're here or not. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So because of that piece alone, I think it's important to congratulate them, celebrate them on what they have accomplished on their own outside of what you do as a team and together. So
can will you say that we both agree on that another prerequisite to being a power couple is being able to stand independent?
Oh, yes. Yes.
So that is one. That's definitely
if you're gonna be a power couple,
you definitely got to be able to stand independently on your own.
Yeah.
You know, like
because you never want your whole life to be set around one person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that might be your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend.
So how does that play back to the housewives?
Because that's what I'm saying. Like you say, it's some housewives who might not do all that the other housewife is doing. Like you say, cleaning the house, taking care of different things, making sure it's a schedule implemented. We're all on one accord. Or, I got us on a nice diet. You know what I'm saying? I'm helping with those type of things. And then you have some housewives who could be dealing with their own struggles at the moment and can't show up in that way. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they can still find it within themselves to stand on their own. In whatever way that may look like. Just being able to have that power and know that power within yourself. You know what I'm saying? You might not have to actually visually see it, but deep down inside, you know that with or without my husband, I'm going to make a way.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I'm going to stand strong and figure that shit out.
Right.
Because things happen.
Right.
And I think, too, that is what helps a power couple stay strong. Because if you don't have that self-esteem in yourself, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, it's easy to put everything on that one person. And now you're just an average couple because it's not no teamwork no more. You just letting them handle everything.
Right. Okay.
Because, it's okay to be depressed sometimes, and, we're human. We deal with different struggles. But at the same time, it's like, are you going to stay there or are you going to do the work to help you get out of it?
Yeah. And also, I think with power couples, it's not always having one person do everything or one person handles everything.
You take turns.
Yeah, we could take turns. Like, if we need to do something, and especially if you're working together and it's like, okay, or there's a meeting that needs to be had, sit down with such and such, I think a power couple is when they're at that point where they can both sit down, have that conversation beforehand, and one person goes and has that meeting. It doesn't always take both of you, or it's not just one appointed person that handles all the business. Because if that one person handles all the business, that one person is all the power. That's not a power couple. That's a, hey, I need you to do that. And that goes right back. It all kind of plays right back. Everything is domino effect right back into the same thing. That goes back to standing on your own independently. You're not needing someone else to handle all the business or handle all the conversations and making all the business decisions. It's not always ultimately left up to one person. Now, granted, you may have one person that's more business savvy, but it comes to, like I said, just having that respect and that understanding and knowing, okay, I understand the business sense of it, but she can also sit down at that meeting and have that conversation. We can talk about it beforehand. Hey, okay, this is what we're sitting down and talk about. Hey, I think, be mindful of this. Don't mention this because, they may try to swing you this way or try to, do
They're
this.
prepared.
Yeah, just basically, helping you stay
But that also
prepared.
applies outside of business for a power couple. It even applies to the children. You know what I'm saying? Take turns with that. I think a lot of times we see it being so common where, the mom has to be the one to always go to the parent-teacher conferences or whatever it is dealing with the children. And it's like, take turns with that sometimes. Sometimes people need a break.
Right.
Sometimes I done had to get up, early in the morning and take them to a game or practice all week. And I don't even feel like going this time. But you can step in and be there for the both of us.
Right.
If I just need that moment to rest.
Right.
Whatever it may be. But being able to take turns and know that you guys are working together towards accomplishing a goal that you set.
Yeah, having that trust, you know what I'm saying?
Trust, respect.
All of that plays a part.
Commitment.
That confidence, having confidence in your partner. That too will differentiate you as being an average couple and a power couple.
And the last one that I want to touch on too is how you maneuver difficult times. An average couple, and it's probably gonna ruffle some of y'all feathers.
Okay,
and if
speak
it
on
do,
it.
it's good. You know what I'm saying? But an average couple is a couple who don't know how to deal with their issues in private. They get on social media saying everything. It's like, I look at you now as you an average couple, because why is that our business? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is that so many other people's business when their input shouldn't even matter? A power couple, make sure they keep that stuff in-house. We're going to work this out together because our opinions are the only ones that matter. I don't care about Harry and Larry and all of them over there who looking on the outside.
Right.
And they trying to tell us what we need to do to fix our relationship. How the hell would they know?
Right.
They don't know everything.
So a lot of the issues that arise with a power couple,
being secure
that's
in
all
time.
solved and handled in-house. Yeah.
Or go get a therapist. If you can't
That
work it
makes
out
sense.
in your house, get a therapist and go talk to
You look at the whole
them.
situation with what's her sister name? Beyonce's sister,
That's all I'm
Solange,
thinking about.
when she slapped Jay-Z, but it's like, we all knew that because of the camera footage.
We wouldn't know
But
nothing if that camera.
how that actually got resolved, we don't know.
We don't know. They didn't make no interview.
Right.
They didn't sit down and be like, we just
What
wanna
was
clear
public
this up.
was already public, and they left that there, and they handled the rest of that
Come
in
up with your own
private.
conclusions.
Right.
Yeah. Mhm.
So definitely,
That's a
not
power
running
couple move right there.
you every time something happens in your life situation, you running to social media, you're definitely not on the path to being any type of powerful.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah,
how can you?
That's just not what because for one, that's just not what people of power do.
Right. Right.
If you have that mindset of being always worried about what someone else says, just work on yourself. You may aspire to be a power couple or a person of power, and I'm not saying that you'll never be that, but you're not there because that's just not what people of power do. And I think that, like you said earlier, people like to equate, the amount of money and stuff like that you have as being a power couple, and it's like, no, there's some millionaires that are average. So power does not definitely have nothing to do with the amount of money that you have.
And what your job title is.
It's about what you can accomplish.
Right. Together.
Because that's the hardest thing of it all. Especially when you're talking about relationships, when you're talking about couples. Imagine being in an actual relationship with someone and then working and being a business partner with them. But that's where the power to me comes in. It's like
that's what I was so excited about the podcast for, because it was like, we do things individually, but I was like, babe, this would be something we can do together.
Yeah.
And we've done other things together.
Yeah.
That wasn't for business.
Yeah.
That I still felt like was an accomplishment. But with this though, it was like, okay, this is something that we could do to really capitalize off of. You know what I'm saying? Or really continuously work towards that common goal, which is success, which is helping ourselves, which is helping other people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's
That's something for you guys to think about. Like I say, are you an average couple or a power couple? Take some of these tips and hints that we gave and Evaluate yourself. See what you think.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.